Good morning again.
Good
Thanks
morning.
for taking the time. And my first question would be about Logitech's guidance for the full year. So
Yep.
although you've earned more in the first quarter, you have not increased your targets. Why are you being so cautious?
We just raised our guidance last quarter. We just less than 3 months ago. So we set guidance in March, and then we raised it again, and right after we announced earnings. And in fact, that increase in guidance was quite significant. So it's early in the year. There's a long way to go. We're one quarter in, but we had a very strong first quarter, up 58%, more than double our profit. And so we're really optimistic about the year and about the long term.
If you talk about those long-term trends, I've seen that in the past, you said that work from home and hybrid work models will remain important even after the pandemic. What potential do you see in this area for Logitech if you look like a few years ahead in the next few years?
I love where we sit, because if you look across our four categories, specifically, you were talking about the ones related to work. Two of them relate to work. One is the fact that people are using video now everywhere, all the time, for the calls like ours. And the other one is that you need workspaces. You need great workspaces, and usually more workspaces. And almost nobody has their work area really optimized yet. So I think we've got more workspaces than before, because more and more people have two different places to work, one in an office somewhere a few days a week, one at home. And then the other is that those offices will need to be video enabled, and so will those individuals. So this, I think, bodes really well for Logitech long term from a work standpoint. And we have such a font of innovation out now and coming, that we can really help the different kinds of people who have different kinds of needs in a workspace upgrade as the years go on. So we're super excited about the long term that we're positioned for.
Great. And if you talk, let's say, more about fun instead of work, and about your gaming division and computer games, what outlook can you give us there?
The gaming business has just had a very strong quarter. It grew 74% constant currency, and we continue to be just 76% constant currency. We continue to be super optimistic about gaming long term. We think it's going to become the biggest collection of sports in the world. Much of the world's watching the Olympics right now. I certainly am, and I believe one day it'll be probably a collection of Olympic sports. And so gaming is really, really well positioned for the long term. On the other side of our other business, or our four big businesses, streaming and creating, we're also excited about that. Almost everybody does something with Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, where they're putting content out. And so we're creating the tools to be almost like what we are to gaming. We're going to try to do that for streamers and creators, and that business grew well too. So we just got, whether it's for fun, for hobbies, or for work, we feel really well positioned long term.
All right. Something completely different. About your stock. You will replace Swatch in the Swiss Market Index. What does that mean for your company? Do you see it rather as a symbolic event, or has that already attracted new interest from investors?
I think becoming part of the SMI was exciting. It's really an honor to be listed with so many other great companies in that list, and so it's great to be there. I think the most important thing for us to be an attractive stock is to continue to be delivering against the purpose we have for consumers, which is to enable people to pursue their passions, whether it's at work or gaming or streaming or creating or cooking or whatever it is. As long as we do that, I think we'll be an attractive stock for the long term.
All right. So one last question. I read an interview that you gave to Swiss newspaper AWP, where you've said recently that you've acquired a few smaller companies, but nothing big, and that you didn't even send out an official press release. And there I would be interested in if you could actually also imagine acquiring a larger company in the close future. What is your position about acquisitions at the moment?
Yeah, I have the same position about acquisitions I've had for years now. We're always looking at many small, some medium, and even large companies. But large companies are hard to do because obviously there's a lot more at stake, and the price tags get bigger, so there's more risk. So we're really careful about what we do, and we have not bought a large company. And but I think it's possible, and it's also very likely that we'll do more acquisitions over the next whatever time frame you pick. So I think M&A has been important to us, and we've done well with M&A, and it's certainly possible we could do large M&A at some point.